in those times, as well as your own beliefs, your own value system. We want you to be able to look back on your careers with pride, without compromise. To confirm their acceptance, each student will have the opportunity to sign the 2015 Oath Board prior to walking across the platform today. This graduating class included several students who made a positive impact on the school through exceptional leadership and lasting contributions. Would graduating members of the Virtual Campus Ambassadors Program and the CEO's Circle Award winners please stand so they can be recognized? Thank you. In addition to these outstanding students, I'm pleased to present the Distinguished William Little Shirts Award to an outstanding student in Thunderbird's professional programs, the Executive and Global MBA. The second president of Thunderbird, William Little Shirts, is the school's most quoted president, credited with the phrase, "Borders frequented by trade seldom need soldiers." Identified not only as an academician, but also as a respected business person and diplomat, President Shirts brought these skills to Thunderbird, where he made a lasting mark on the vision of the school, on its students, and on its culture. Appropriately, President Shirts' skills are reflected today in the students in our executive and global MBA programs. They balance the demands of their professional career, home and family life, all while earning their MBA degrees. It is clearly a combination that requires diplomacy in order to successfully survive. The selection of the William Little Shirts Award recipient is determined by input from fellow students, but also from faculty, and based on academic achievement as well as input from the staff. This trimester's award goes to Omar El Neger.
I finally found a use for these sleeve thingies. Put my speech in them. Have my car keys here. No, I'm just kidding. Distinguished guests, family, friends, faculty, and staff, and fellow graduates, on the beginning of this program, we all made a decision to face Akalasa Mountain. And though it was going to be taxing, we all knew it, difficult and foreign, with trepidation and a will to complete this adventure, we began. Forums, emails, Skype calls, Google Hangouts, shared documents, WhatsApps at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. So they were all part of it. This program dissolved the physical boundaries that would otherwise be obstacles in our climb to the top. It allowed us to learn together and from one another. Now, while the technology could pose some challenges, and I say that with love, it also allowed us to see each other, draw on each other for strength and affirmation, and share our flawed and gracious humanity. Despite and because of our differences, we grew together, and we continued to climb. We took risks and were generously rewarded in the knowing of one another. We pushed forward through the reading, the posting, the analysis, the technology, and most importantly, the time. Some of us did 50 and 60 hours of studying per week, as you all know. The time away from our loved ones, the time occupied by our jobs, the time for exercise, and I speak for myself. Each and every one of us has an intimate awareness of the finite nature of time. Though we as Thunderbirds can squeeze in 2 papers, a conference call, 2 case studies, and a couple of chapters in the span of an afternoon. Do not be mistaken, it takes a toll. We know now each other's stories and heartbreaks, sacrifices and joys because of this climb. We hear stories of classmates reaching out from hospital waiting rooms. Still more making edits at absurd hours of the day and night because of kids' activities schedules. Locations around the world and work travel. The juggling of chainsaws became more real by the moment. We take time to purge frustrations and then move on and get things done. Through the deadlines, we steal moments to share with family and friends, and now it is complete. Up to the peak as we journey down the mountain. We continue to learn and plan for the next summit. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where fear strikes. All of us graduates have that fear. I have thought about the answer to this question for many nights over the past 20 months, and they're 20, by the way, not 19. The real work starts now. This I know. And just as Dr. Morrison affirmed that and confirmed that. The human spirit is a phenomenal thing. I feel fortunate to know so many of you who have helped shape my outlook and sharpen my mind. I have always considered myself of a global mindset, but in working with all of you, I have learned just how prized it is to extend a hand in friendship. To reach out, to learn from differences and accept challenges, tap down the fear and ride the adrenaline. What do you do after completing a degree from an iconic business school like Thunderbird? You extend your wings from the top of your mountain and you bring the rain. Because from the rain, the bloom grows and we can weather the storm. From peak to peak, I salute you, you fellow Thunderbirds, and take pride in being one of you. I'd like to dedicate my degree to the late Mr. Tim Jack, who lost his battle with cancer last year. He inspired me to pursue my education as he inspired so many of his students back in Cairo and around the world. I also would like to dedicate this degree to my lovely parents, who I've inherited the global traveling DNA from, and to my great supportive wife, and to my siblings, my brother and my sister, and my nephews and nieces. It is my pleasure to award recognition to this trimester's outstanding faculty member, as chosen by fellow classmates, Dr. Lena Booth, Associate Professor of Finance and Academic Director of Professional Programs. Thank you very much. I owe you a box of grapes each.
Thank you, Omar. And now the moment everyone has been anxiously awaiting. Will the candidates for master's degrees and certificates please rise and remain standing? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the candidates for the degrees and certificates for which they have qualified. I will ask the first row to please come forward as your names are read. The rest of the graduates, you can go ahead and be seated. Participating in the presentation today will be Dr. Ann Stringfellow, Dr. Lena Booth, Dr. Graham Rankin, Keaton Allen, as well as Josh Allen. Candidates, please remember to visit our alumni relations